Folks, right now, Donald Trump is attempting to put the post office under the Commerce Department with the intent of privatizing privatizing your postal service. Most of the support Donald Trump gets in this country comes from rural America, red states. These are states that are most dependent on the United States Postal Service. Forget what you hear when they try to tell you how mismanaged the United States Postal Service is. It is not. The Postal Service was forced, unlike any private company, they were forced to fund their retirement for their employees for several decades out in the future. And what that did from a accounting point of view, that made it seem like the United States Postal Service was not, it shouldn't be profitable at all. The United States Postal Service maintains itself. It is one of those government agencies that don't get tax dollars. It's one of those agencies that the amount of money it collects from postal services and whatever it sells goes right back into the postal service. It is a self-sustaining body. At the times that it ran deficits, these deficits were mostly run because of what they did to what the government, the Republican Congress at that time, forced them to pay ahead of schedule the retirement for all of the postal employees. So it had an implied deficit. It wasn't a real deficit, an implied deficit. They've been adjusting their rates to take into account this false thing that they were forced to do. No other delivery company can get a piece of mail from Alaska, no matter where you are, to Alaska, to Hawaii, to Guam, to any part of the United States for under $1. You can get a first class piece of mail there. No private company will do that. In fact, your USPS, your UPS, United Parcel Service, Federal Express, DHL, all these private carriers who are salivating to take over the Postal Service under a Trump administration. They use the United States Postal Service for what's called the last mile. And where's the last mile? On top of that mountain in rural West Virginia, in that desert in rural Arizona, in those far-fetched areas of Northwest Texas, places that the USPS do not deliver themselves. But those people still get their parcels. Those people still get their mail. Those people still get all of this to their door by the United States Postal Service for the same price somebody in Houston, Texas, somebody in Dallas, Texas, somebody in New York, somebody anywhere. That's what your postal service does. But as the private sector would do all of the times, they would try to destroy government or their agencies so that they can collect a profit on your backs. Because the cheapest rate for what the United States Postal Service does for under $1, the cheapest that you can get it done by Federal Express is over $5. And I think it's actually quite a bit more than that now. What they're trying to do is suck it to you. The end of the Postal Service. I'm at 7 o'clock, I have to say, this is KPFT Houston. At the top of the Postal Service, what these guys are attempting to do with this new executive order that Donald Trump has planned is to destroy this agency, this governmental, quasi-governmental agency that is in the Constitution to deliver you mail. Their attempt is to privatize it, and once privatized, no longer are rural America necessarily going to get their daily mail. Yes, they're going to have regulations in there probably to say every address still has to be addressed. But what they may do is they may say, well, Rural areas will get their mail maybe once a week because of cost, as opposed to their everyday delivery service right now. So if you are in rural America, if you are in red state, red county, red country, remember, I already told you, you made a bad vote because your social security, which is something we should discuss today as well, but we can't because we still haven't met our goal, and several other subjects. Your social security is in danger. Your Medicaid is in danger. Your family who works for the government is in danger. And now your postal, the delivery of your mail is in danger. The delivery of your medicines are in danger. The delivery of your products from whatever company you buy from is in danger because these guys want to make a profit on your back. You're not going to read this in detail in the Houston Chronicle as far as how efficient the Postal Service is because they have been training you to believe. They have been teaching you to believe. They have been trying to indoctrinate you, brainwash you into thinking that excellent agency called the United States Postal Service, there's something wrong with it. No, folks. It's the best delivery service since apple pie. Because no private delivery system is going to give you what the United States Postal Service gives you. We, the people of the United States, within our Constitution, is the Postal Service. And what they're trying to do is destroy it, remove it from the Constitution, and put it into the private sector. No can do. And it is incumbent on our rural MAGA brothers and sisters to get on the picket line now with your postal brothers and sisters. Because guess what? Those are good paying jobs that a lot of MAGA folks hold themselves. Folks, you cannot allow the systemic destruction of your personal economies. Every single address in America is serviced by the Postal Service. Every single address in America is not serviced by UPS, FedEx, DHL, or any of the services. Okay, they use the United States Postal Services for places they don't go. You are investing you are subsidizing these rich companies when you deliver their mail to rural areas. Don't let them take that away. Don't let that take them out. And you can stop that today. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.